I've worked as a nurse at St. Michael's Hospital for over 5 years. And I thought I knew every nook and cranny of the building. But it wasn't until I stumbled upon an old elevator in the hospital's basement that I discovered a floor I never knew existed. The elevator was hidden behind a row of storage rooms. And it looked like it hadn't been used in decades. The doors were covered in dust. And the buttons were yellowed with age. I was exploring the basement with a few of my co-workers, searching for a storage room that was supposed to have some old medical equipment. We had been walking for what felt like hours, our footsteps echoing off the cold concrete walls. As we turned a corner, I saw the elevator. At first, I thought it was just a service elevator, but as I looked closer, I saw that the buttons only went up to the 12th floor. Our hospital only has 10 floors. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I wondered what could be on a floor that didn't exist. My co-workers were skeptical, but I was determined to find out. I pushed the button for the 13th floor, and the doors creaked open. The elevator was small, with old-fashioned buttons and a hand crank on the wall. It looked like something out of a horror movie. As we stepped inside, the doors closed behind us, and we started moving. The elevator was slow, and it seemed to take forever to reach the 13th floor. As we rose, the air grew colder, and I could feel a malevolent presence surrounding us. I tried to shake off the feeling, telling myself it was just my imagination. But as the doors finally opened, I knew that something was very wrong. The 13th floor was dark and deserted, with long corridors stretching out in either direction. The walls were covered in old medical equipment, and the air was thick with the smell of disinfectant. I could hear the sound of whispers, faint but unmistakable. My co-workers and I exchanged nervous glances, and I knew that we had to get out of there as fast as we could. But as we turned to leave, I saw something that made my blood run cold. A sign on the wall, written in red letters, "Do not enter. Patients are not to be disturbed." And below it, a list of names. Patients who were supposed to be on the 13th floor. But as I looked closer, I saw that the names were all of people who had died at the hospital. People who had been patients, but were now nothing more than memories. I felt a chill run down my spine as I realized that we were not alone on the 13th floor. And then, I heard the footsteps. Heavy, deliberate footsteps, coming from the room at the end of the hall. My co-workers and I didn't wait to find out who or what was making them. We ran back to the elevator, our hearts pounding in our chests. As we emerged back into the bright lights of the hospital, I knew that I would never set foot on the 13th floor again. But as I looked back at the elevator, I saw something that made my blood run cold. The button for the 13th floor was now lit up, and the doors were open, as if waiting for me to return. I know that I'll never be able to go back to that floor, but I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to escape the horrors that I uncovered in the hospital's basement.